Hello guys, how are we doing and welcome back to the channel. Today's a little bit of a new video type format sort of thing where we're going to be looking at lines of sights and perhaps unknown jump shots within each map of Black Ops 6 ranked play. Today we're going to be looking at Skyline. It's going to be useful for those of you who wish to approach gunfights a little bit differently, want to take on smarter gunfights and really control your engagements. And yeah, I'm going to be going through some of the spots I use when I play ranked play and has thankfully enabled me to get to Iridescent. So we're going to be starting ourselves off in this area of the map. A lot of people love to sit behind this as a block spot and sort of to anchor the spawns back here, which I don't mind at all. It's very obvious the only thing is can be open to there, but I don't mind this. Just another couple of things to add. If you want to watch this left hand side, you can jump up on the glass. Be careful, but this is going to be a really decent line of sight if you've got a decent beam with your AR to destroy anyone who's coming out of kitchen and top as well. They're probably not expecting this, but as I say, you are open to everything else, so as long as everything else is covered, you should be good to sit here. And you're in a position where P4 is in this zone, you're confident your teammate has got your left and you're supporting your teammate in the middle of the map, you can literally watch the whole closet from here. But let's say you've got an AR instead of a sub and you still want to help and benefit the hill, you can sit back here without necessarily being on the time watching this, because it's a close range engagement. With an AR, you're probably going to lose a gunfight to a sub. You pull it back a little bit, you can sit here, lay down, and you've got a really nice line of sight into closet, and you're covered from jump down here, you're covered sort of from the left. But as I say, it's ideal to have someone sat back somewhere else just looking over you in order for you to hold up that position. A really nice heady that I love to use here. Let's say I can't quite guarantee we're going into P4. I know the enemy have got kitchen control and they're starting to push through this left-hand side. I've managed to get control of this zone, and instead of like risking opening myself up to try and challenge anyone coming around this corner, maybe a multiple amount of enemies, I like to just, you know what, slow it down a little bit, sit on this heady here, and use these little chairs as cover as I'm challenging someone here. This bit of cover here is way better than the cover they've got there, and oftentimes you can even pick up 1, 2, or even 3 kills from this position. You can also load down to get a nice little, really sneaky line of sight through the table. And again, they're not going to see you here until you shoot. So you're going to at least be able to get 1 kill before you move on to that next engagement. Looking at P4 itself, there's not really too much to say with this hill. A lot of people love to sit behind this bathtub because it's a really nice, you could just lay down and let your teammates get your time. But some alternatives people often look by are corners like this, where if you face this corner, you will see anyone coming through bedroom in the shadow before they even reach it. And then if they challenge through here, you're going to get the notification that they're on the hill with you. So it allows you to look at this, see someone on the hill, you turn, get the kill, and then you can re-look at the shadow again. But it's a nice little line of sight I don't see enough people do on this hill itself. Especially for S&D, this is really nice and important when you want to check catwalk and without just challenging out like this, because that is a disgusting heady. To be fair, all of that is a really solid heady to challenge against. You could just come up here, jump, quickly check if there's anyone there, and then proceed to move up with safety. And that doesn't necessarily have to be on S&D. If you feel like you've been getting beamed by doing this in the past on a respawn, for example, you can jump, just check anyone's there, and then you can progress up the map knowing that area is safe for that second, of course. Let's say you're coming from this right-hand side here, and a lot of the times people love to sit on this heady, and frankly, this isn't much cover. So when you challenge someone here, you can be quite open. So what you can do is before you approach this, just lay down, take a little peek, and then challenge if you know someone's there, and you can, beam them off that heady. But that is a heady you just want to try and avoid at all times. You can do a similar thing to the left here, although it's a little bit more difficult, but that's just a nice way to get info before fully committing to a challenge. Moving our way down to this left-hand side, obviously, you guys probably know this one. This is a fairly obvious one that people know quite a lot. Jump up on the banister, jump over to here. You've got a really nice line of sight of anyone who's potentially in the shower, anyone sat back there on those head glitches that we've just shown. But it's a nice little off angle that you can, if someone's, if your enemies are in P4, you can challenge them from this angle. Obviously, you've got to make sure that area is clear before you can proceed. But yeah, quite easy. Now, moving on to the kitchen area of the map, there's not really much cover here that you probably don't know about, but I'm just going to show you a couple of bits that you might be unaware of. So it's very easy to just stand open here and check the side and look like you're in the open. Use your cover to your advantage. If you smash out a window, you can get really tight with this corner here. And this is a really nice unseen and often unused head glitch that you can use to just take a little bit of an angle on someone on a head glitch back there. This is a nice head glitch to cut the map across from piano over towards P1. And then taking a look at this head glitch in particular, a lot of people love to sit here and maybe snake this bit or you know, just sit on this head glitch. But let's say, for example, you are trying to watch the cross, your teammate's got you front and you're just trying to watch the cross out of piano. You're actually far better off crouching and taking an angle like this than you are stood up, because when you crouch, you are hidden from the left, but you can still see that cross. That works exactly the same fashion this side as well. Again, you're covered from here, you're covered from this side. And if you know an enemy's on the back right, let's say in S&D, you could be able to corner them into that back right-hand side. You can sit on here. It just provides that nice extra little bit of cover when you're taking on that gunfight. You've also got this table here. Now, a lot of people don't tend to use this to its full ability. When people challenge long, they just stand up, or when they're challenging this side, they stand up. But this is actually a real perfect height to crouch and be an absolutely dominant head glitch. You can, and as I say, you can do it either side, no matter which side you're challenging. It remains really, really strong. The only thing is sometimes you can get shot through the legs, of course. And obviously, as you can everywhere, you can look under. Again, if you're just trying to watch the cross of the map, if you know your teammates, you've got an enemy trapped this left-hand side, you can literally cut them out by looking under the table. You can do it both sides just to get that little bit of info you might not have otherwise without completely exposing yourself. Now, a similar thing works with this table here, although when you stand on the chairs and you shoot, the bullets actually hit the chair rather than the actual front side of the way you're shooting, so you sometimes have to jiggle out of this, out of the chair to take on the gunfights. But a really nice angle here is if someone, a lot of the time, someone can contest the hard point from this left-hand corner, this right-hand corner there, and of course you can see that corner by coming out towards the right. And if you want to be really defensive, you can also do it from coming out to the right here, just clearing that zone. That's a real nice angle. If you feel like, you know, they're defending kitchen from the bomb, this is always worth a check just in case there's someone in that corner. Now, if you're trying to push the hill and you know there's someone sort of behind the bar, you can actually make this jump just like so and challenge them like that. It's a little bit of an off angle. Let's see, they're here trying to watch this like so. You've managed to jump down to that side and they're waiting for you to come out here. You can jump through there, catch them off guard, and it's gonna be a hard push anyway, but that will make it a little bit easier for your side. This is a nice little head glitch. I see a lot of people come to the barbecue itself and try and jiggle it like so. This provides this tiny little bit of extra cover that actually does more cover than you believe. And you can sit here looking at this real tight line of sight, or you can stand to make it a little bit easier. But again, this provides a lot of cover. Just be bear in mind that this is quite considerably open. Now, a lot of the times when you're defending P2 and you're trying to block the spawns and you're trying to just watch the kitchen, a lot of people like to get really pushed up. And I think I vouch for that. If people want to get pushed up, that's absolutely fine. But if you feel like you're trapped in the spawn a little bit and you want to take on a useful line of sight, you can actually lay down here and you can see both this door and this right-hand side. If they push through, you've got that gunfight completely here. They're unlikely to see you off the start, so you might want to let them get a little bit closer. But again, that's a really nice off angle. People don't often expect you to be able to shoot from, and can catch a lot of people off guard. You can do a similar thing to piano. If you lay down here, you've got a nice line of sight, but again, your body is quite exposed. There's not much cover here, but it might just be a useful line of sight that they, as long as you can shoot straight, they might not foresee happening. Now, when it comes to P2, there's really not too much to show here. The only thing I really like to do on P2 is when I'm on the one on the objective. I know my teammates have got my kitchen and maybe my front. All I like to do is just do this, a little bit of movement, not really full sprinting, just checking this, making sure my zip's covered, and well, no one's going to be able to jump up the piano. You don't have to completely expose yourself like this, because that will probably get you killed. But if you literally just jiggle, 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 you're likely to catch anyone who's trying to come up the piano, and obviously you're then a little bit more ready for someone coming up the zip. Obviously you're going to want to sub for that gameplay. Obviously you can jump up here as well from there, and this can provide a nice little line of sight on like an S&D, or if you're trying to break this P1 objective, and this can, you know, combat someone top roof. You can also reach it from up here as well, just like so. I don't think you can get it from the piano. Just check. You can actually get it from the piano as well, so you can get it from P2, brown steps, and piano. You can jump up here, so it might be a really nice little off angle for you to be able to take on a gunfight. Perhaps if you're trying to break P2 and you don't want to do the obvious route, you can take this, and then, you know, it's situational, but it's there for you to use should you need to. Moving on down here, this is actually a really nice line of sight. If you're trying to make sure that you're watching, let's say you're trying to rotate to P2 from P1, and it's your job to watch the piano, this is a really just weirdly nice off angle. Whether you're laying down like this or something, you've got it's a real nice position to watch both the piano push and the zip push. So you don't have to be focused on the zip push, but it can just be in the corner of your eye. But yeah, you can be anywhere really. Here you can be sat behind the sofa, crouched like so. And again, you're going to catch anyone who zips up, but you're also going to be able to have the advantage of anyone pushing around the piano as well. So this is a really nice line of sight for that. If you wanted to cut the entire map, let's say you're playing S&D, and again, you've got an enemy trapped on the backhand side, you see every single cut across the map from here. Let's say you've planted the bomb at B, you know the enemy's this left-hand side, you've got the entire crossings across the entire map. If they come P1, you're going to see them. If they go kitchen, you're going to see them. If they go bridge, you're going to see them. The only way you're not going to is under the zip. But it's a real nice way to say, okay, I've got this whole map covered. If they somehow get behind me, we know they went zip. But that means if you've at least got another person to help, they can pick up the zip. Even if it's in like a 2v2 situation, you can get a lot of info from this area, and it's a really nice heady to be able to obtain. Moving on to garage gym. This, a lot of people like to sit on the pool table like so. And while I don't mind this, you do lose that maneuverability when you're crouched. A nice off angle, which gives you a little bit of a different perspective and often throws people off, is standing up like this. You'd have a little bit of cover. Yes, a lot of your body is exposed between the light and the pool table itself. But this is, again, a real nice off angle that people don't often expect to catch people off guard. Use it a couple of times in a match and you probably find yourself get a couple of kills. Now, moving on to the top piano steps, I see a lot of people sit and try and hold this head glitch like so. But you'll notice the way you can tell how much cover you've got is between where the red dot is on your screen and where the cover is. So you can see from here to here is where my cover is. Whereas if you pull back a little bit and you're on the stairs, you've actually got, it's a dirty head glitch. This is why stair glitching is so good, because that gap between the red dot sight and the cover is so minimal. So this is a much better way to take this hill. You can really control the amount of body you want to expose, and it's far better than just sitting forward like so, exposing pretty much everything you have. Obviously you can throw stuns and nades into here, and that destroys anyone at the back. You can do it as far away as you want. You can do it from that bottom there if you've got the arm good enough. But if you throw it towards this right hand side, it can blow up here, it can hit that wall. But yeah, different angles provide different lines of sights, obviously, through there. But if someone's sat here watching in this normal sort of corner, you can direct one through the vent towards this back wall, and it will at least get them weak, so that when the grenade goes off, you can chow, beam them, and win that gunfight because you've got the upper hand because they're weak. Right, we're getting towards the end now. P1 is obviously a hill where people love to stair glitch, and I probably don't condone that. It's a bit of a cheesy way to doing it, but it is what it is. It's ranked play, do what you want. But a real nice place to hold this objective is to be behind this chair. A lot of the times when your teammates have got the piano spawns, they're spawning maybe top middle or bottom bedroom. If you sit here, you're both hidden from this top bedroom, and oftentimes people just run out of this objective looking for you. And if you slide along the left just enough, you're going to actually show to not be on the objective. So it almost traps it. It's almost like a trap. So you can fool the enemy to jumping on the objective because they think it's free. You're then here. You can beam them up the back. You can then take control of wherever you need to. But that's just a real nice little bit of cover I don't see people use enough. And I guess it's applicable to both sides. If you want to be hidden from this right hand side here, you're fine, but you've got this open top bit which you don't have there, which makes this a little bit worse than the other side. Nice angle that cuts the map again. You are hidden from bedroom this time, and you literally can see the whole cross. So again, this is a nice line of sight if you're trying to make sure an enemy can't get from one side of the map to the other. And of course, once you're here, you can jump into bedroom just like so, and you can do that the other side as well, but that one's obviously quite an obvious chow. Now, when we're talking about cutting the map, obviously, you can do it from this side as well. If you come to this area here, push right against this wall, and you line this brown windowsill up to this brown doorway, just like so. You don't want to push anywhere past it. That's almost the limit. You can see across the entire map, and whilst you're doing this, you are floating. So you're actually hidden from the right. You can see across the map. You can sit here like a creddy, allow enemies to come in. You can then chow them in the back, chow the next player. But yeah, it's a nice little off angle that you probably haven't seen or used before. Moving on swiftly into the last bit. A lot of times people like to defend the hill when people's here. They like to sit on that head glitch. There's a really nice nade that you can do just to combat that. You just sort of line it up. If you want, you can jiggle, mark it, and then you just want to line that up at the center of your screen. Throw it like so. That'll land. Weaken any enemies sort of on that corner, and then you can engage, again, making sure they're weak, winning that gunfight. And then you can sort of chow the objective with having the man advantage, and then you can trade. You can also do a similar trade, similar line of sight to that head glitch from here. Obviously, it's quite narrow. They do have a slight height advantage. They do have the ability to beam you off this heady as much as you do them. If you've got a good gunner and you trust yourself, then that's absolutely grand. And that's pretty much going to do it. I don't think there's too much else to show. It's quite a basic map. Obviously, if you are interested in this series, leave a love down below. Let me know what map you want me to cover next, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao for now.